Well, greetings, hello, and welcome to another episode of our live stream series, episode number 22. Coming at you. That is 44 hours of Skylines content, baby. That's not bad. For 2026, I did not have this on the old bingo card. All right, so the elephant in the room, I have flooded the city. I'm going to go ahead and just start right away. We gone down and goofed. A little bit of goofing. And I don't even know how this is actually possible, but I flooded behind the map. So that's kind of, that's a new one for me. So what I did is I deleted the water sources, and I've done just a little bit of building. I added 2 different water pumps right here. And so they're kind of like managing a bit of the chaos, but yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, brother. So for the moment, the waterfall is still, like, gently functioning, but that's going to run out of water up there. I don't think the source will run out today, but... MSG, new update is live. Textures and some performance. Mainly, though, like, the terraforming, the night and day difference, eh? I'm just so sad we flooded. Oh my gosh. Like, that's really impressive, right? So we'll leave the water sources as they are. We'll let the game kind of run, see what kind of state we're in when it's done. But, oh my goodness, right? I know. So if we can pretend like this is not the end of the world, because it's not, I think we'll be okay. But this makes me want to continue our, like, river system so it has a better exit point so we don't necessarily flood. So I feel like ambitious, but, you know, why don't we just start with that, eh? Yeah, okay. I'm going to get us some more tiles here. I know, how is it even possible? I don't know. I really... So we had one theory. This is MJ Haas. One theory. The water source itself was outside of our our tile boundary. So if I buy that, put the water source back in, it's now within the city limits. But my actual thought, though, is we didn't terraform enough terrain in this quadrant here. And then some kind of like map borkage made like an underground tunnel where the water height was a little bit weird between the two, but... Yeah, it's quite the operation, you know what I'm saying? Quite the operation. Very impressed. And then still trying to think of, like, the King Street extension. And, like, running more buses transit, maybe having a metro stop here. The metro continues further up. Lots of thoughts right now on that. So we'll try to get that implemented, too. And then just bring in the old population up as we go. But I think for starters, though, let's get a river extension. MSG, how are we today? I'm excited. This game always just fires me up, you know? But yeah, look, new textures. Of course, it's one day after. Like, literally one stream after, eh? But I think that's kind of cool, though. We can show some comparison. Okay, so just like a river mouth opening here. And then just a meander to connect these 2 dots, I think, eh? We'll put on anarchy so we can break the rules. Lazy meandering river with maybe a couple spots to like hold some extra water. Oh. I just realized this is different now, eh? Yeah. Well, my brush strength is at a lower intensity. I think I'm going to keep it there to kind of see, but... Good, thanks for asking. Lurking now. Oh, man, go ahead. Enjoy, and I appreciate you being here. We have much to do. Somehow time just evaporates, dude. But always appreciate you checking in. Especially with the comment, too. It's just nice to chit-chat, you know? I can monologue up a mean storm, which is nice. And then I did download one prop that we could use for our hole-in-one golf thing. Our little prize. Otherwise, like, not a lot of stationary props for some, like, name brand cars just yet. I did download one little car dealership that we could try to work with as well. Davis! Hello there. Davis, happy Tuesday. How's she going? Believe you've seen our flooding incident yesterday. Yeah, we booted this city up on Twitch to help kind of brainstorm a little bit. Made some progress, I want to say. Okay, get rid of our waterborne trees. Oh, that filled up very quickly. It's either very good or very bad. Wow, that filled up instantaneously, eh? It was a crazy afternoon. We were all over the place yesterday, but I did boot this up officially for like 10 minutes just to kind of like show for food for thought. So I've disabled the water sources. We're flooding behind. I think this is getting worse. Wait, what? Oh my goodness. Well, oh. Apparently I've made the problem worse, but it's not going into the city anymore, so that's good news. Yo, you're brave messing around with water. I have so much confidence for some reason. It's not normally this bad, eh? It's, I'm not super familiar with the new water sources, I don't think. If I were to try to, like, diagnose my own issue here. Because in Cities 1, the water sources were a bit more straightforward, and different types of water sources as well. So I don't want to claim ignorance or anything here, but I may not have set this up correctly. But it's all part of the learning process, I believe, right? I get a little bit intimidated to show the process, but I feel like that's part of, like, the series that we're on here. We got to learn. And it's not, you know, it's now that it's starting to settle, it's not bad. It's just this is confusing to me, and I feel like this might not be sustainable if that keeps on expanding. I almost need to draw, like, boundary points, like, circle it with trees, and then come back later. Oh, my heaven. It's almost like I've adjusted by accident, like, the sea level height. But I really just don't understand how to interpret that, eh? So, out of mind for the moment. We will come work on this in a bit, but I do have the urge to expand and fill in a bit more with some people, and then just push for some transit if we can. We got our new housing style coming in, which looks fantastic. We got to put some trees and whatnot back here. And then some kind of like hybrid system. It's either going to be like an expansion of metro, an expansion of trams, buses, like all of the above even. I just know for certain if this was a YouTube video, I would have like redone last episode and been like, guys, you know what? We're going to wait for the dam. I think we need to build more of the city first. Be like, oh, okay, why? But, oh, no reason. No reason at all. Just, you know, just in case. Oh, okay. That is the power of YouTube. But then I feel like for me, I want to, like, get better at, like, getting over that, you know? Baby steps. Okay. And then I want to build the density up a bit more around the mall. We got to be careful, though, because we were getting some icons for too much noise. So that's kind of a... Ooh. And I think at this point, too, it's kind of like... I don't want to say, like, rinse and repeat, because that's not really the approach I'm going for, but we do want to have a lot of the same kind of, like, assets showing up. We want some parking lots. We want some park space. We want people to be able to get to, you know, the downtown via transit. We want to give people options, effectively, right? And there's some very good building blocks in our city here, so we should continue outward, right? Okay. Eating up demand as it comes. Fantastic. Low rent. Always got to make sure we're putting some of that in. Very important, too. Yeah, I don't know if anyone watching has any thoughts about what to do with our flooding situation, but I am effectively, like, all ears here. You know what I'm saying? Fire station, cute. Oh, and I downloaded a, like, slew of high-density buildings. Keep adding to the Skylines. So let's throw some of those in, too. Yeah, how are we taking the update? Like, how do you guys feel about it? So far, performance feels good. Absolutely, you right away you notice the visual, which is great. We have new tools, fantastic. Yang, what up, dude? What flooding issue? Oh, brother. Oh, brother. I don't know what happened, but the water source just kept on filling up behind, and I had too much going down, so I had to remove the water source temporarily. And we've expanded. I mean, now we have like a full-on river system. Oh, I forgot to get rid of the rest of the trees here. So, needless to say, we've got a little bit too much water that we're dealing with, but oh my goodness, right? Welcome in. Probably a bug since the new update. Well, it did happen before the new update, unfortunately. I spent about an hour after our last stream just trying to understand and figure out what was wrong. And then I booted this up for a few minutes yesterday on our Twitch stream to kind of show and get some thoughts as well for our overlap crowd. And there wasn't really like a clear, you know, concise, like, this is why. So we're going to take like a cautious approach here and just kind of slowly try to figure this out. We're talking about the back flooding? Yeah. All that existed before the update, though, is what I'm saying. It was like immediately after the, like when I zoomed out when the episode was done. You could probably still see it actually in the background of the last one. Either way, it's kind of a new one for me, so we're a little bit like, huh, really? That's okay. I mean, it's still just like a fun learning opportunity, right? You do not own that line. Yeah, that's why it's even more confusing. Like, how did that water get there? How do I get rid of it, right? I can't build or terraform back there. So this is kind of like cliffhanger. Gotta wait and see how it unfolds, right? Either way, much to do. Much to do. So, we'll get much done. No, it's outside of city boundary, but on that same thought, MJ Haas pointed out that our water source wasn't originally in the city boundary, so that may have had a, you know, like may have been a factor. But either way, water sources have been removed. There's enough water in here that we are trickling so the waterfall looks functional. If this is how it ends up being forever, not the end of the world. Every once in a while we'd have to refill it with water, but we weren't necessarily after actual power production out of this, just for like the vibe. And I think that was definitely accomplished, you know? Now that I see the river system, I like that a lot more. Feels a bit more natural almost. But this is like, huh. Huh. Yeah, I know, right? Huh. Anyway, what can you do, right? So, we're expanding. We're doing other stuff. We're going to go back there. We'll fix it one day, but... that is just how she goes. Okay. Using up some more of our beautiful real estate here. Piecing out some neighborhoods. But yeah, thoughts on the update, anybody, eh? So you say is outside boundary that you cannot be purchased? Correct. That is correct. So this is outside of city tile. I can't buy out here. We're past that yellow dotted line. I can't. There's nothing I can do out here, right? So it just defaults to like the edge of the map here if I try to click out. And then that won't interact with the inner part, which is very confusing and interesting. I swear this is going further down, right? But I have removed the water source, like I said, so we should be okay. I'm just more curious versus anything else. There's a water source for that. There's a gentle water source for this guy. I removed the water source up here, so let's see what happens. Hoping for the best, though. But I don't think the city's going to be, like, written off and, like, unloadable or anything, but just, like, confusing. I'm going to build this out to be a bit more parky. Make a road on the boundary to see if it's expanding. I just feel like it is just from... I can put trees on the outside, funny enough. If I just watch this really quickly, though, what's happening right now? It's like a screensaver, right? Yeah, it's slowly going, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Where is this coming from? What is happening? It's like someone's sitting on the edge with a fan, just stopping the wave from forming. When do you think they'll start adding new DLC? That is such a good question, man. I have no idea. I hope soon, though. This game is definitely seeing like an uptick in numbers, but I don't know what this game needs. But we need some people to come back and check it out again, you know? Dom, we're flooding behind. I have no idea what the heck, eh? No idea what the heck. Remove the water sources, hoping for the best, though. Expand in the city, getting some of that transit vibing going. Oh, interesting. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Could you put a pump there? Not outside the map boundary. We have two on the inside part to make sure we're not going to flood towards the city, though. I know this game, I literally, like, this is the first for me. Flooding behind the map, that feels illegal. I almost want to, like, tell the devs. Guess what I did, guys? I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know either. Huh. Where's my medal? I like how this building looks. I don't know if we need another one nearby, per se. Actually, I think we could use some maintenance. Come on. There we go. What about the water... like an outflow pump? Water disposed pump? You mean like the trucks, the pumping trucks, or? Put a bunch of water pumps on the boundary and see. That's a good thought. Okay, yeah, we'll try it, eh? We'll try something here. Hope for the best. So just a casual road coming out. Oh my heaven! Every episode I forget to click that box. Water deposit. Yeah, what do you mean by that, eh? Like make a lake or something? So the water pumping station, with the help of Anarchy, can just go anywhere. I'm technically out of the city boundary here, so I don't know what's going to happen, but... Water level too low. Sneaky beaky. But then if we were to somehow lower this, would that bring terrain to us? What? Oh, nah, no. I got really excited for a split second there. I thought we were getting... Not quite. Okay. Can you make your save available on Discord later? Message me to remind me. I've never uploaded a save in Cities 2. I don't think it'll be, like, terribly difficult, but... Huh. And then just for argument's sake, these pull water where? From just, like, the general? No, I think the thing just kind of spawns in air quotes with water. There's no groundwater reservoir here. Oh, fiddlesticks. Well, worth a try, but no joy right there, unfortunately. If you use Anarchy to place them, Anarchy was on. I just can't get, like, close enough. Game reads them as two separate areas. Oh, I love baseball. And I got... Oh, a hockey arena. That's a cute idea. We did download some more baseball as well, just for some variety. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that, eh? That is a cute thought. And then we got some new fields done up already with, like, all the bells and whistles. So we don't have to build anything else. Where can we throw that? I'm not putting this one down again, am I? Should have 3 now. Let me just see if it looks different than that one. Oh, it is that one. Oh. All right, well, we're close enough that I think that's fine for park. Or at least the sports stuff, right? But I want somewhere, like, sit down and, like, you know, walk the dog and whatnot over here. There's outdoor rink as well. I may have downloaded that. Ooh, nice signature pack here. Oh, I downloaded so much stuff. This is so exciting. Yeah, I think I was actually going to put a soccer field in my mind over here before I got distracted. So let me keep that alive. So soccer and hockey together. Baseball nearby. Some parking in here, and then just like general parquet stuff. Then let's figure out some transit. I'd ignore what it says and then place like 10 of them next to each other and let it run. I wouldn't mind if it just says something's happening. We can get a little bit closer if we want even, just for the sake of science here. My thought is that there's some kind of like terrain issue, like gently below the surface here, and then water is just quite literally trickling to the boundary edge. Which doesn't really make sense, but kind of makes sense for like Skylines. You're kidding me, bro. It's like not even a straight road in the end. Oh my gosh. Let's not meander in a straight line, because that'll drive me crazy. Okay, for the interest of science, 1 pump, 2 pump. No connectivity, though. We're getting the ground flash. We can put a ground water, just for the sake of argument. I don't think that's going to work, not to be like a negative nilly or anything. But you never know, right? Oh, community pool. Yo, we're crushing this. Perfect. And then in regards to like our King Street Metro Transit, whatever expansion, I think I want to kind of tackle all of it. I think there's a way to kind of like make some semblance of that. But I do think like going across the highway does make sense for like people delivery, right? I saw you move the pump with Anarchy over the water. We can try. I literally just cannot get outside of the city boundary, right? This is, in theory, as close as I can be. Yeah, see? Where did that even go? I don't know. Yeah, these things here have a tendency not to cooperate post-move it. So anything that creates like an anchor point, you know, a pathway that talks to a road. You just create a new node right there. That is weird with Move It mod. So I can get even closer just for the absolute sake of argument right here. That's now a like outside connection point. It's just not quite close enough. So that's why we're getting the icon here. But we will literally just try and see. This is now a new highway connection to the world. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Where's our nearest depot? Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I do want a transit expansion, like I was just saying. We might start with this and then try to work our way downtown. What happens if the Anarchy is turned on? You try to place it out the borderline, it'll snap to the edge of your city, unfortunately. Just literally can't get it out there, you know? Okay. So I feel like going by the mall and then beelining down this way, going into here, and then coming back. That's a good, strong transit line right here. And then, yeah, connectivity to the mall. That's Transit delivering to the people, delivering to the park. You know, it's ice skating now. And not that we're losing like a tremendous amount of parking here, but replacing parking would be helpful. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, wait a minute. We have to go over the bridge. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, so we'll use the one-way corridor. Okay. Almost got there. You just hovered over? Yeah, you mean the flooding stuff again? Okay, as we start here, heading over the bridge, interacting, line sharing, heading over. There we go. I wonder if we need like a tram only or like bus and tram crossing point with pedestrian, obviously, for going across the highway. Huh, that's interesting. Let me do that. You know what? I need the one stop, I think, right in here.
This is an emergency broadcast to all citizens.
I gotta start that loop again. That's okay, though.
Extreme wind conditions are expected.
And you guys have heard my speech, but I think it's worth saying again, right? Like, it's not like any one form of public transit is better than another when it comes to, like, the game. But all of them working together as a team. Like, that's kind of the approach we want, right? And so buses can do a lot of heavy lifting, like long distance, but it makes more sense to like have a tram, metro, or train do that. But then those can't stop everywhere, right? So it's kind of like, yeah, that interconnected web. That's what we're going for. Yeah, turn on anarchy, hover the pump close to the water, but never try to place it down. Yeah, it'll like literally snap to the edge of the... like the purchase tile, eh? Yeah, we were trying some stuff. We were trying some stuff before he popped in. I also booted this up for a few minutes yesterday on Twitch just to try to like get some thoughts as well. Cool. And then yeah, man, these poor people, it's so noisy. Oh my days. And then if we could do an overlapping transit box up here, or possibly incorporate that part. Now we get all these new people in. And then it's just, yeah, the extension to the downtown. Because we have like a really nifty, we don't want to forget about this, right? And so that maybe can like full loop. Or like another line can start and then do that. May not get all of that done today, but we do want to be thinking about how we're connecting all these pieces. But for sure, some buses right now. James, what up, man? Did they fix the graphics of the sewage pipe going into the river? No, I don't think so, eh? Did you ask that the other day, too? Or someone asked me that just the other day. Where's my sewage outflow? Oh, that was an entirely different city. I gotta put one down for test. We have long since deleted ours, but let's look for the sake of science. Been testing much today. And the $1,000,000 question, is it still pixelated and blobby? Oh, weird. Interesting. It's entirely gone. That's interesting, eh? John, Mary. What up, dude? Yeah, that's... Oh, nope, nope, nope. There it is. Nope. Nah, no, never mind. Nope. Nope. That is still... That's in... Yeah, nope. Okay. Well... That must be low on the list. There she flows. That is not good. Are they even aware of this? It might be so low on the totem pole, you know, in terms of priority that, like, everyone just kind of smiles politely. Yeah, I don't know, eh? What's funny is I don't remember that's a problem until someone points it out. That I'm like, oh, yeah. That does look silly. I think, like, I might be crazy, but I think they updated the texture for the tornado. We do get so many that we'll probably see one at some point. Yeah, this seems a little bit like, that's a lot of buses along there, but the chance of some overlap and then creating a different box right here kind of excites me, you know? If such a thing can happen. What I was saying was you just turn Anarchy, then click on the pump in the menu, and you hover the pump over close to the water, but never place it down. Well, then how do I place it down, though? And then move it before you place it. Yeah, but I'm literally, like, physically, like, stuck. I cannot bring an item outside of, like, city boundary, right? It'll just, like, snap to the boundary edge wall, and I can go up and down with it. It's not really... It's not close enough to its, like, water source to actually pump it out. Listen, I'm just happy the city's not flooding right now, and it's flooding behind the map, you know? But we'll just take a second. We'll go look again. You never know. Cautious optimism. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, why are you like this, eh? Oh, do you know why? It's because this is a little bit over, I reckon. There it is. Cool.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special
Tornado!
Storm spotters have reported a tornado.
Tornado! I've never been more excited. Dumb!
Extreme wind conditions are expected.
All right, let's take a look and see. Is the tornado graphic updated? I think it is. I feel like it's a little bit better looking texture-wise, right? Which is kind of hopeful for things like the water outflow. Hey, yo, let's go. I don't think I've ever been more excited for a tornado. Hello? No? Oh, there it is. Yeah, am I crazy, or is, like, the bottom part... Is that looking better? I don't know if the official patch notes has, anything about tornadoes, but... So AI said that if the source is removed, it will fall off the edge or evaporate, but it'll take a while. It said it makes rivers really deep, and the source of highs shouldn't be more than 0.5 MSG. Thank you for looking that up. That'll suck up all the water. Right, yeah, downspout or whatever, right? Water spout? Okay, so that is hopeful. So it might be my imagination. No, this is definitely getting bigger, eh? Shake Styles. What up, man? Welcome, welcome. I'm flooding. I'm a little bit stressed, but I think we're going to be okay. But yeah, this is still not really anything new, right? And then just like, for example, right? Like, I just literally can't do it. Wait a minute. No, I don't know what to believe anymore. No. That's underground. Nothing makes sense. Yang, I'm never going to doubt anything you ever say ever again, forever. No, but wait a minute. I have even more questions. How the heck? Literally, how the heck, dude? Is the new studio doing a better job than the previous one? I don't want to say, like, better or worse or whatever. Like, Colossal, there are a bunch of gems that work so hard to make this the best game ever. They just could not get to, you know, fruition under the certain current circumstances. I don't know. But Ice Flake is crushing it right now. They're just different, though. This is kind of like mom and dad broke up. And it's like, do you like new mom, new dad better? It's like, not really. I love them, but I love everyone, you know? Bro, what the heck do you make of this, eh? The water level isn't correct, so I don't think this water is working the way that water is supposed to work on the edge here. No, it's literally outside the border edge, right? Like, if you look over, you can see, like, that city tile edge. So I don't want to keep going in a circle with this. I just don't know what to do. This isn't the answer, I don't think. I think the water's getting thinner here. I've removed the water source. So this theoretically should be starting to dry up. It is. Oh, Irish. Hey, man. Never out of it with updates. You're not. It's cool they're still updating. I really like that they're trying. Whether or not people are receptive to them trying, who knows, right? But they are trying. So we got to give them that, you know? Make sure you smash the like button. That's right, Jade Izzle. Guys, hit the like button. It is very helpful. I had some person who was very frustrated and went through and, like, hit the dislike on everything. YouTube removed a few of them, which is nice, but almost every episode now has a dislike, which is like, oh, we were batting so good for so long there, you know? Okay, back to transit for the downtown, my friends. Steven, what up, man? I was wondering if maybe Ice Flake is doing so well. Just maybe more familiarity with new features. It's just a fresh set of eyes, I think, eh? Like, if you're emotionally close to a project, you have a hard time seeing or kind of accepting that parts of it may not be, like, you know, golden. But if you're brand new to the ecosystem with a fresh set of eyes, you're going to see it differently. You might have different objectives. You don't have that same emotional connection, so it's like, you know, maybe easier to rip that Band-Aid off for some stuff, right? But I think it was a really, really, really good choice, knowing what we know now. I was very sad. I still am very sad. I like Colossal Order a lot. Like, they're really good people on a personal level, you know? Any engagement is good engagement. It's like bad advertisement is still good advertisement, you know? Yeah, YouTube treats, like, a dislike as a, you know, well, at least someone clicked on something. I'm going to throw, I think, one more station for our metro right in here, eh? Ambitious, but not impossible. We'll have to redo our pathway before we press play again here. And then I don't think I want that as a roundabout if we don't need it to be one. There we go. Cool feature, though, eh? How it just adds the roundabout if necessary. Okay, I want overground. No, elevated? Ah. Regardless, it does seem like they are doing a pretty good job. I think so, yeah. And they're doing that, like, slow approach. They're not trying to, like, over-deliver or any of that kind of stuff. They're just kind of, like, you know, putting out good updates. But then Yang was asking earlier, right? Like, what happens to DLCs? Do they have any plans? You know, is there going to be a roadmap at some point? So I think for the moment, we'll just kind of take it as it goes, but... And then there was a decent uptick in the player count and all that stuff, but that kind of, like, has passively gone back down a bit. And so I don't really know what people are, like, waiting for, but I still think people are kind of waiting on the sidelines to see if this game is going to, like, be a bit more, like, stable. Okay, so here's the thought, right? Like, the King Street project is really, really cool. The King Street line itself ends right here. We don't really have a road that goes across the highway for King Street. We've got an arterial road here. We call that Queen Street for memes. But that one isn't necessarily built for having like trams and heavy volumes of public transit go over. It could. This is our like fun hybrid interchange that kind of like, I don't know, like would it suffer if we added a tram? I don't know. But then other questions, other thoughts, right? Maybe we have a tram-only bridge or tunnel. Is that wide enough of a road even for trams? It's just a lot to think about right now, right? And then to add to our confusion in terms of thought, would this then become maybe a four-way and the metro continues up and over? Because this part of the city is only getting serviced by buses right now. Which isn't the end of the world. We can get a metro not too far from here, but it does feel like we want a heavier form of public transit to bring you more efficiently into the downtown. And I feel like the four-way intersection for the metro makes a lot of sense if we build up the density especially. Did you save the city from flooding, Steven? Not really. Not really. Irish, I got your update. I gotta respond to you, eh? Irish, and Steven too. I'm somehow making this worse as the episode continues. So it's kind of like, I might end up with one grand ocean that islands are, and that's fine as long as it's not within the city itself. So I've removed the water sources. We've added more places to kind of store water. We've connected to the river down here. But bit of a mess. And this is absolutely expanding, like to the point where it's like, really? Yeah, performance costs are still pretty high, and that's a barrier for a lot of players who can't afford to update. That's a very good point too, eh, Shake? Time of year too. You know, like in this economy, building the computer. It's crazy too, because the city's people at launch kind of knew that like new tech was coming. I feel like they built this for like the next, version of computers. But here we are 3 years later. And I think according to Steam, we're still like a 1070, as the average video card or something like that, right? And then also, more food for thought, do we have like ground level metro? Maybe we scale that down slightly. Like maybe the metro can kind of end around here. Who knows? You can't just say who knows. You have to come up with an idea. This is not Talking Simulator. We're building here. Oh, yeah, I guess. Whatever. I really have been thinking about this one for the last couple of days. But I guess it's like a simple thought, right? Like we continue this. And we just need to like gently go over top of the this very Vancouver SkyTrain. Just need to gently adjust to go over top of the highway. Using the Stations DLC. There's a Stations DLC? I'm a few DLCs behind. I don't have like the skyscrapers or a couple of the last like content packs up. No real reason why I'm not using them. I just keep forgetting to add them until like literally like this moment now. I'm gonna build this expansion. If I feel like it looks funky or out of place, we can scale it back down, but I think this is the way we want to go. I think there's a Stations one. Okay, I need that then. I've got a lot of workshop content to kind of play like, in between. Let's maybe make that a 15. Woo! Man, if you're on a car carrier. Well, I don't think 15 is the way, brother. That's cool how the pillar just made it through there, though, eh? It's the creator pack. Okay. Yeah, I'm still just a little bit behind. I've got access to them because of my Paradox stuff, but they're in some, like, Discord somewhere. And I'm part of, like, you know, one of their sneaky Discords. Okay, but then this can't interfere with the power lines. Oh my god. Oh, that's how you die in real life. Wow. This kind of stuff, it's really fun and tough to add as afterthoughts, eh? Alright, we'll just, like, park that for one split second. Let's say we didn't come up with Metro. Let's say we did end up going across with Tram. Would it make sense to shuffle the Tram over then? And then tram through the intersection, and then eventually beeline over? And then maybe that's how that tram line extends. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Man, I literally have too many thoughts right now. My other thoughts, just to add to the pile, is like that one should maybe just continue going straight up. And then that one could be its own separate, and that's King Street. And then that's the one that goes right into the university campus. And then downtown, those two could chit-chat with each other, eh? I think the tram, though, tram is fun. And then tram at ground level would solve some of these, like, overhead wires, overhead metro problems, right? All right. That's a working thought. What have you broken here? Nothing. Should we get an A counter? Well, if I'm asking lots of confirmation statements, lots of questions out loud to the void, you're going to get a lot of A's there, bud. Should we add an A counter there, eh? Like, that's how a Canadian would ask that. But that means two then, right? Like, this needs to be slightly higher density. It's very expensive, very ambitious just to run a tram up for, like, a bunch of small houses, right? And we're close enough to this parquet that makes sense, too. But this also could turn in, and that could be a big tram turnaround point. At least for the moment it could be. Yeah, let's try that as a cool thought, eh? Civic! Yo, what up, dude? Started playing some CS2. Good time to jump back in. Yo, good to see you, man. Irish and his Magne button. Hen Gamer recorded that for me, eh? What map are you on? That's a good question, actually. What map is this? This map is Coral Riches, and we've added a little bit of terraforming. Coral Riches was one of the newer maps that was added, in air quotes newer, like a year ago. Bit of a flatter map. Yeah, if you do a median road, the train tracks will be in the middle. Let's do that, eh? Shake, I wish in vanilla we actually had the option to choose what like what side of the road or what lane the track went into. Because I do like this as a thought. And this kind of makes a bit more sense now too, because we're losing a driving lane. It doesn't feel as scaled up now, especially for the sake of the lower density houses there. So maybe we do this. We have high density. We have the wider road here. In air quotes, the road gets kind of like narrower. I've had a solution to your flooding. Oh. Oh. And I think that can be scaled back down. Or, you know, daring to be different, right? Can you put them on the outside and not, like, lose a lane? No, you have to have a mod that, like, chooses what lane they go into. And like, for example, right? Like if I wanted an asymmetrical to carry, right? So we have a 5-lane asymmetrical. If I wanted a consistency for the tram lane, I just can't really get that. Whereas I feel like you should be able to choose where the tram lane goes. So see how here it like moves to the outside. Then if I go to 4-lane road, that also shuffles it over now by 1. So I couldn't have like a dedicated turn lane here, for example, which is annoying. Extended road tools might do it. And there's like a custom road builder. I don't think I have either of those running right now, though. I found a mod to expand city limits. Well, wouldn't that, like, that might fix it, but that also, wouldn't that just push the problem further? I still can't figure out if it's getting better or worse. I think it's like both at the same time. It's like, it's spreading out, eh? And then Shake, at the end of Cities 1 for their life cycle, they had, you know, the road builder built into, like, the game. It was a bit janky and a bit kind of like you had to go to the main menu, create a road, and then go back in to do it, but it was theoretically there. So I feel like that could come. We definitely need the middle median, though, if we're going to end our tram line. This will be a cute part of the neighborhood, or the city, as we, like, scale it up, too. Well, adding more tiles, I don't think is a terrible solution. I don't know if it's going to fix it perfectly, but I don't think it would, like, hurt to try, you know what I mean? Yeah, if you expand the borders and the pumps will pump it out. Yeah, but then, like, you know, like, is there some kind of, like, connectivity issue here between, like, boundary and terrain? Won't they just, like, move the problem, you know, further out? That's cool there's a mod for that, though. I'm hoping that there's a city builder being built right now where, like, this is the smallest map size they offer. My insatiable thirst. Unquenchable. All right, for pure simplicity, I'm going to delete this line and then redo it. So this is us going in for circular at the university. So I'm going to delete this. Just so we don't have to, like, overlap or get confused or be like, oh, where was that going again? And this now goes the entire length of the city. Fantastic. Do I have a mod list? Not a correct one. I'm using a lot of, like, what's been, you know, kind of popular over the last few months. My main ones would be the Find It mod, just for simplicity. That's kind of handy. The Move It mod, just for manipulation. That's a little bit of distance between the stops here, eh? Yeah, let's put one more in there. And then I've got Anarchy, which is tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. And then quite a few, like, custom assets. And then if you're up for it, I haven't tried using it just yet, but Platter helps you kind of zone your plots a bit more efficiently. I haven't really broken into that one yet, embarrassingly. And then there's a traffic light enhancement by Brucey. That one's a very gentle, like, you can create traffic, like, advanced turn signals, that kind of stuff. Name of the mod map extension is Map EXT, Big Map Economy and Performance. Okay. I will go back to the drawing board after our stream is over. Try to figure out some more of this. I still think this is one of my favorite intersections in the whole city. I love it right there. And then going back to, like, the thought process of public transit, right? Like, you may not be making money off this, but you are investing in traffic reduction. So some some transit systems are like, you know, they generate revenue from tickets, and that is all good. Others don't have that purpose. Oh, that's cool. That's not too hard to get to here, which is like a bit more bus connectivity. But that effectively is light rail that takes you now right to the downtown. Lots of options for transferring. That's fantastic. So yeah, the same thing should be accomplished with the King Street, right? Whether it's a tram only. Then like, holy heck, where do you go up? I know. Oh my days. Drogan, what up, man? Now, if you don't want to fuss with the mods, I think you can find a solid playset in the PDX mods from like, that's true. That's true, actually, Shake. Yeah. CPP's got quite a few. CPP is obviously a legend, and I would trust that he puts the work in to make sure that the mods are like compatible with each other. Oh, Drogan, hell yeah, dude. It's just so like, I love it. Do you know what I mean? This game just breaks my brain so often. If I didn't know any better, just from looking at the overhead here, it feels like this is the one. Because then we can get some more of these buses scooping up people. And then that can go in. And then we're separate from King. King can kind of stay its own project. But that can go the whole way down to here and have a tram turnaround point right here. And that would encourage that use. That would encourage that use. That would get you into King. Or we just go the whole way down to here. Oh, yeah. And for the moment, put your turnaround like right in there or something, right? So it's a lot of stops. Is that better? I don't really have an exact science. In real life, how far are you willing to walk before you're kind of like inconvenienced, right? And so just as a general rule of thought, unless it's an express bus, your buses should be the closest, like, you know, together. The next should be your trams, but that's not exactly like, you know, a like set in stone rule. And then your metro should be further spaced out, and then your trains should be further spaced out. And so like trains come from the region. They maybe have like 1 or 2 stops within the city. Maybe you get from like one edge of town to the other. That's the job of a train. Metro would connect your neighborhood blocks together more efficiently. So does your trams. And then buses just kind of help extend the catchment area. And to help kind of make sense of that, right? If you live across the street from a train station and then you work across the street from another train station, that is so convenient for you. But if you don't, how do you get to that train station? How do you get to that bus stop? Do you walk? Do you bike? Do you take, you know, one form of transit? Do you taxi part of the way? So that's kind of like the thought I'm going for, just having like overlap and then one big connected team. So anywhere you go, there's a transit option. And then the more efficient we make that, the more likely you are to kind of leave the car at home. If you leave the car at home, all of a sudden traffic's getting better. Shake, I'm glad you stopped in too, man. It's honestly like embarrassing that it's been so long in between YouTube content. I don't know if this is like the best way to get back into it, but it's easy. There's no editing. We have fun. We can do stuff live. It's not as like chaotic as Twitch, which is like for some people, oh, thank God. I'm enjoying this though, eh? It's good to have you guys tune in, whether you're watching live or just kind of checking out the VOD after. That's cool. Onwards and upwards, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I need that to be one way only right here. So swap that. Oh, that's, Wait. Tram, no road. Oh, yeah, you're on the wrong, My bad. Like you want to have like 500 people at one bus stop. I might, if that ends up being the case though, that for me would be like, now we have to start using another form of public transit to get more capacity. So I would run like a relief line underneath or above. And then, you know, the trams carry more than the buses. the metro carry more than the trams. The trains carry the most amount of people. Oh, bicycle highway. The Autobahn of the future. We haven't done it yet. We've talked about having the rail corridors through the city. We've got our Sharana influence well throughout the city, which we love. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's not the end of the world coming all the way up here, eh? And just ending. Oh, that's so dorky. I downloaded some little hubs. For the moment, let's end our tram right here. There it is. And then we'll just get rid of the one side of the street. There we go. The other thing I'm trying to do too is if I'm stopping a tram, maybe we don't want to block that road. That's kind of my thought as well, right? But like in real life, these are tight blocks, so maybe here's a better spot. But then if I'm putting a stop like right there to help with the line sharing, it's like, oh goodness, you know? And so if that's maybe the case, we can do like one on either side, maybe. That's another way to kind of maybe like make it so we're not blocking too much stuff, but you do your best. You do your absolute best, right? That's all you can ask for sometimes. And then I'd make the priority, like, you know, block a side street instead of a main street if you have to block anything, right? And then if we're going to try to encourage line sharing, we should have these stops kind of close together. And if you are thinking this might be a bit much up and down this corridor, you know, I don't think it's the end of the world, but you might be right. But because these buses are like boxes around these quadrants, I think we're doing a bit better for delivering people downtown with this approach. And see, like, we're losing that bus, right? Yeah, like subject to change. I think this does work for the moment with what we're trying to like lay out down here. And the King Street, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way to describe it. I don't know yet. I think we need more time in the game to think about it. Yeah, here's a good transit plan. Trains bring people to the monorail, subway, metro. Sure, yeah. And then underground bring people to the... I like having above ground metro, but... Yeah, like people come from the region by train. They get deeper into the city with like metro or something. Go from one end of the city to the other with a train. But all of them together. And then having like, you know, taxis for the tourists as well, right? Can't neglect that. And then we'll just double check we have enough vehicles in the depot to spawn all this. Drogon, hope you're well today, dude. Okay. I can see another tram going this way. And that could maybe connect, like, that quadrant to up here eventually. Like, that's another... Oh, my God. That's it. Oh, my God. Yup. That solves so many problems, too. No need for the metro yet up here until we scale. Yo, dude. Huh. My strategy here is based on what you see in Sharana. Same. I use, like, Sharana for so much, like, influence, you know? It's a fun city when it comes to, like, transit and planning. People kind of, like, knock on it, you know, but it really is a world-class city. I really like that city. Being West Coast in Vancouver, Vancouver is just a little bit nicer. I think kind of like the vibes and the cost and everything like reflect that, but both world-class cities. So if you're ever coming to visit Canada, you can't go wrong with one of our major ones. You know, Vancouver, Toronto, good old Sharana, Montreal, you know, Montreal, Quebec, Halifax. If you go visit Winnipeg in the winter, I don't know who you really are, but you might enjoy that, but you may not, you know? Chris, what up, dude? Carpenter, how's you doing, boy? Welcome, welcome. Dude, we got to play some railroads this week. I cannot believe you got that, eh? It's going. Excellent. We can say the same thing about here. Mainly the flood in the back of the city that just keeps on going. Oh, yeah. And then, yeah, how do you get to... I need, like, an arterial road to come to life through here. Ideally, the train station somehow gets arterial road connection. And then, like, built within this is tram tracks. And so this one can maybe go like that, and then we can beeline across. Oh, new apartment! Oh, dude, let's go. Book the truck early, eh? Well, if you lived closer, I'd offer you some help with the move. Not sure how much I could help from the distance, but you know. Guys like the new look that came with the update? I do. I wish there was a way to go back to Legacy, though. Or you had, like, different themes were a bit more apparent. But then this kind of feels like we're getting closer to the, like, color LUTs that were, like, huge in Cities 1. Like, the amount of time I personally spent trying to find just, like, clouds for the skybox. And, you know, a good theme with that, right? I'm going to move this slightly, I think. I'm going to go a bit further up here, just for the moment. I think this needs, like, a spot outside the city again. Next thing is I only have to move a few things. Everything else is going to be new and delivered. Ooh, I love that. Don't sleep on thrifting. You can get some outstanding, like, buy it for life furniture that is still kicking because it's so good. It won't have the same price tag associated with it, which is nice, but... like, don't buy cheap stuff. Save up, invest, you know? And you're worth the good stuff. And I feel like places like IKEA kind of lost the plot. They used to be, like, super affordable, and now they're trying to be, like, bougie. So if you're going to buy something bougie, it's not really from IKEA, you know? No offense, IKEA. It's like McDonald's. McDonald's lost the plot, you know what I mean? You got to know who your target audience is. Okay, so tram went along here when it didn't actually need to. Let's get rid of the tram tracks in this spot. And the tram tracks are going to go along this now. And I think for the sake of the transit and, like, that roundabout not getting wrecked, let's do a one-way road that leads in. And you just won't be able to turn right. Oh man, I'm gonna leave that for the moment, but that might become a bit of a mess at some point. And so I've got to go inside. Whoa, that's cool. What? But how do the trams, am I mistaken? Or, This features 7 platforms for local and regional rail, elevated historic historic station, is perfect for the beating heart of your city center. Okay. I thought there was trams. Yeah, I thought trams also looped through here. I guess not. Well, the tram itself can kind of make a loop in here. Or we just do the old change the road type in front of the station. I believe this is going to be one of those, like, if you build it, they will come neighborhoods. So we will expand on this, but this might be kind of simple for the moment. This is a huge piece of the city getting connected, though. This is really cool. Yeah, so I like this as the thought, but then I don't know if that's going to be good for traffic flow, especially into that roundabout, but I want to see how this unfolds. Move that up to here. Oh, is there a tram going along this one? Shouldn't be, right? Let me go along the, Okay, right. This came from the waterfront. Right. Oh, my heaven to Betsy. All right, So, yeah, I think we will deliver across this way for the tram. Okay. Experiment continues. Perfect tram infrastructure. Does it exist? I love his track and the music. This is my favorite soundtrack, dude. It's just this one and Surviving Mars. They're so good. It's all I ever need. I try to listen to other stuff, and I'm like, ugh. So this is going to go to here, and that should eventually extend to here. And then that one breaks away. So I feel like this doesn't really serve its purpose correctly right now, but... And this can be a roundabout. With all this, nobody better dare get in a car in your city ever again. Why would you drive? What a weird thought, though, right? Like, big cities have so much traffic that nobody drives. I feel like that, and it's just an oxymoron statement. You're like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, no one drives because it's too busy. But like in real life, though, like, do you want to deal with parking? You know, what if you want to have a drink or something, right? What if you drive, like a Mopar product? You know, Dodge cars get stolen. Do you want to go park downtown, right? Want to go park your Kia? Someone can, oh my gosh, are we out of, oh, brother. I have no vehicles for the Metro. Huh. All right, please hold. I think just options, you know? Give people options. Give people options, let them choose. Good way to live life, right? That's literally crazy, dude. Is there another yard you could put down that's maybe smaller? This is quite a lot, eh? I want to use this somewhere. This, like, open metro. Medium subway depot. It's a long boy, okay. I still have the Porsche playlist. I love that one, dude. That gets removed. Or that had been removed. I'll just keep it simple. Add another offshoot to this, perhaps. Also, time for our daily declaration that coffee is the greatest thing ever. Everyone drinks some right now, you know? Oh, David. From the old thought, eh? Winter Winnipeg there, bud. I don't think I've actually ever been to the prairies in the winter. I know it goes down to like the -50s. Fahrenheit and Celsius shake hands, eh? Yang, I'm not sure what else from Sharana will import, but definitely some other ideas, eh? What we could do, though, for, like, memes is import some of the street names that are, like, confusing. You have, like, Strahan, S-T-R-A-C-H-A-N, Strachan. That was one of the funnest things. You walk around downtown Sharana, and you have tourists come up and just gaslight you. And you're like, hello, and you're like, hi. Look, I'm looking for a road. You're like, oh, no problem. Do you know where Queen's Quay is? Oh, you mean Queen's Quay, like Q-U-A-Y. Oh, no. The Quay. Like, oh, you mean the Quay? Hi, do you know where Strachan Avenue is? Oh, Strahan. Yes, it's over this way. No. Strachan. You're like, yeah, They're trying to, like, tell you that you're wrong. And you're like, okay. Okay. It's a good time. You know what I liked is the Bonhomme Festival, eh, David? In old Quebec-Mexico. All right, this will be Subway. Eat fresh. Release the Strachan. But yeah, like Sharana, it just has a lot of old English, which is kind of like funny. So if you're like not used to all that, you know, spelling and pronunciation and stuff, you're kind of like, huh, what is it that you're doing here? Also, I don't understand how we don't have like level crossing with Metro yet. That's not a very foreign concept, you know what I mean? Do I need that point? I do need that point. Just leave her be. Okay, so new Metro coming out. Whether that's temporary or permanent, she's going. Streets in Toronto, going for 3 municipalities of vibe. It is cool. Lots of records, too. Like, Sharana has the longest tram line in the world, too, eh? We have a street named Huger. Pronounce it and I'll tell you if you're wrong. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I mean, that's not right. Oh, no. Oh, Jedi. Oh, no. Hewer. Hewer, I could see. I could see that as a weird pronunciation, sure. Okay, let me finish the stops along here. Hugie! What? What? No way. Oh, wild, eh? Huh. The mentality, if you build it, they will come. I haven't built enough yet, but just so we don't have to, like, adjust all the trams after, I'll put a few extra stops in now. Up to you, though, of course. Not impossible to add more stops later, but just for, like, mental, you know, not even go crazy here, adding 15 million new things all the time. This game's a weird one. Like, do you want to build a city or do you want to manage your city? You know? I think they do a really fine line. It's a good job. But there are moments where kind of stuff feels like a chore, and other moments where you're kind of like, this is pleasant. And then transport fever for comparison, right? More focus on the management, less focus on the building. Still nothing new to report when it comes to early access for Transport Fever, but there is a group that is playing right now, like an internal content creator group, so we should see some content for that soon. Oh, we missed a road here. And then our friends at Paradox, all that, because of the partnership, we might be able to get in. That's kind of what we're hoping for. That's kind of where we're at still. Yeah. That should be okay, right? I know it looks a bit goofy here. Let's get rid of the traffic light here. And then I don't want you to be able to turn left into this. So you gotta like go in and out of the same direction. That'll help cause help with the bunch up there. Okay, build your line, please. Jarvis, Gervais. Johnson, what up, dude? Johnson, welcome back. Time is a relative one, right? Because the fun thing about doing content on the internet is there can be like long gaps in between, but then that like nostalgia factor, that like total recall from the catch up, that makes time and distance kind of evaporate a bit, eh? Oh, it's a bit of a French pronunciation. What did I say the second time? Gervais? A little bit of that French pronunciation. A lot of French influence kind of going back. And not a lot of places like kept the French pronunciation and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. Like Creole and like French from like Louisiana, you know, like the down south. That's a little bit closer to like Quebecois than it is to like Parisian French. It was like, you know, the old school settlers in like the 1600s that brought like Acadia French, the OG French with them. Then you had like the French pockets in North America, and then like, you know, French speaking France. And then the language like evolved slightly differently, with like some slang and pronunciation and stuff. It's cool. I like language. I like when you kind of go back, you know, far enough, you find like the common language between a few. Man, what a massive improvement to our public transit. This is so cool to see. This is not even like the final form yet, eh? Oh, I love it. All right, well, we're on the warpath. I don't know if this is better or worse. I cannot tell. I think it's worse back here, but better in some spots. I don't know the history behind them. I'm in Columbia, in South Carolina. I feel like there's got to be... Because the French, like, meandered, right? Pockets everywhere. And we just, like... I don't know. Kept more of it up here, I guess? I don't know. All right, I got a, like, whack ton of signature buildings. I think this might be kind of cute in one of the newer neighborhoods we were starting to piece together. I didn't know where this is becoming a nice little, like, community hub. So we can probably get some density up here. Yeah, the water looks smaller, but more spread out, though. Like, not as deep. I will tinker with this afterwards. And we will get it, like, fixed eventually. It's not like it's the end of the world or anything here, but... It's just more kind of, like, it's confusing to me than anything else. Oh, my favorite song. I love it. Easily one of the most pleasant feeling songs in the entirety of the Skylines franchise. Just so lovely. Oh, the Flamingo Water Park! Oh my gosh, no way. A Parisian French speaker will pretend not to understand. Well, I don't want to say pretend, they sometimes just cannot. Vous devrez parler plus lentement. Il y avait des différents mots. Yo, a water park! Oh yeah, dude, let's go. Where's the water park gonna go? Near the water. Cool. So you drop off the kids at the water park, you go play some golf, or vice versa, right? MSG, you're a gem. Have a great day at work. No way, dude. This is so cool. Someone made this. What? It's like an old motel all in one, eh? It's funny that Google Maps pronounces it as huger. Oh my God, Mondo, when you're listening to Google Maps, be like, in 300 yards, turn left, and it's like the name of the street, and you're like, what? That is so cool, man. I don't like how the roof is like a little bit like, ugh, you know, but I'll take it, because that is nifty, but oh heaven, are we missing trams? Oh my goodness gracious me, eh? That's vanilla? There's no way this is vanilla. Flamingo Water Park? No. No. No, look here, right here. This is from the workshop. Edwidos. Unless you're talking about another one. Tram depot, maybe down here. Expand on this. Already have? Well. Let's get maybe a tram depot then nearby here. Tram depot. Conveniently close to the office depot. Yeah, right. And that should... Hello, I say. Ah, perfect. That one seems like something Larry Skylines would make, eh? Yeah, right. Good old Larry. Yeah, I'm honestly impressed at how much we've put out this episode. And I'm just like, yeah, you know, I don't know. Cautious optimism. Cautious optimism. At worst, we make an island. At worst, we make an island. Since we're still water levels too low symbols, yeah. Well. There's a street in Winnipeg named Chief Pegasus Trail. Google calls it Chief Peggy Trail. Oh, no. How do you pronounce that? Is it Pegasus? Peggy? All right, signature buildings, back on track. Let's go. Got it. Oh, some mansions for like out in the hillsides. Ooh, I love it. Auto garage. Yup, that's kind of fun. No, I'm talking about another one. Not a custom asset, it's vanilla. Yes, I think I placed that one down, right? Just like the community pool or whatever it's called. I think I literally put that right here. You mean like this little dude? All right, auto garage, maybe near the waterfront in kind of like Old Town. And I need to get a car dealer as well. Okay. Then we got to put down... I could only find, like, a Mercedes pace car as a fun asset. This is still saying no vehicles, eh? Oh, the old PCC streetcars. Oh, that's fun. That is fun. Yeah, no vehicles, eh? Huh. Oh, wow. So, not talked about too often, but, you know, the long vehicle... Not long vehicle. The long transit line requires lots of vehicles. We can't quite service all that right now. Tram depot, servicing 2 trams. 15 more trams. Actually, may not even be enough, eh? They're at 14 out of 20. I need 14 more. That's crazy. Well, not just to spawn those everywhere. I feel like we need to spot in our like industrial corridor for these. Just double this up for the moment, though. Not exactly an elegant solution, but she'll work. Okay. Oh, a Target. The people that are suffering from a little bit too much noise near the mall here, we could try to replace them. But like, how bad is the noise pollution really? You know, Jam, what up, man? Maybe we can get the trees. I don't think trees work the way I want them to, though. No, I can't get trees in here. Sugars. The transit's already there. Yeah, in Cities 1, you could put trees along the, you know, the roadside and whatnot. That would create a sound barrier. Mr. Chase, what up, man? Either way, Target nearby. We've got our cute little outdoor mall. We got some more assets here. There's your Target, buds. Target acquired. Little strip mall, piece by piece building. Payless shoes! Yes, dude. Dorky and cool. Okay, this will be nice for the downtown. Little like mall asset with a building on top. Ooh, that fits nicely right there, doesn't it? Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, dude. That could be taller into the grand scheme of its imprint, but I'm all about trying to fill things in. Ayo. Oh, Taco Bell. Man, I'm really sorry to hear that, Jan. Shumway, we love you, dude. You have our support. Time will heal, but you just, you know, you go through it. Has another one, not the community pool. It's a bigger sports aqua park. Huh. What would it be called? Aqua. Nope, that's not really it. Where would that be, eh, Yang? Or what do I use for searching for that? This is a Buffalo Wild Wing, baby. A Best Buy. Oh, this is so dorky, dude. In the sports park tab, eh? Basketball, hockey, community pool, Lincoln Field. I don't know. You sure?
This is an emergency broadcast to all citizens.
Radar readings indicate a tornado was
Another tornado. Oh my god.
Citizens should
Oh
seek
god, dude.
immediate cover.
Oh my god. This game is really confusing. Why do we have so many tornadoes this playthrough? Normally we run into problems with fire, right? Holy, that's nice and loud, isn't it? Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. Beauty. Look at the size of this asset. Whoa, that's cool. And what's really nice too is it actually block the view of the cathedral. Shumway, that's for you, eh? The old Cologne. Cologne. TJ Maxx, baby. Okay, so outdoor Molly kind of vibing. Maybe we get rid of a side street or two. Guys, if you haven't already, if you don't mind, just hit the like button. It is more helpful than you think it is. And I'm like, you know, we're planting this series as kind of like a forest, right? Like a forest you can't enjoy, you know, after a few days, right? So we're going to hope that, like, you know, in a year or two, this is like blown up or something crazy like that. So if you got some friends or anyone that enjoys some Skyline, you know, don't be afraid to tell them about the series. Like, all right, listen, don't judge too hard, but there's this like super cringy Canadian streamer guy, you know, makes the YouTube content. And you're like, uh-huh. He's all right, I guess. Oh, I do love a nice thick asset. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's one thing I've noticed is the assets are getting bigger in the workshop. People are getting a little bit more like creative. You'll love to see it. No, that won't really work. You need a little bit of parking for Target. Or the old Target, as they say jokingly on the news. It's like every, you know, like newscaster that thinks they're like being kind of funny, you know? They'll say like Target, and you're like, okay, dude. Might be titled Water Park. Okay, let's look for that again. I'm getting deja vu. I feel like I have seen this, right? Water Park. Oh. Did I not? Is this not? Yeah, you're right, eh? Oh. Yeah, aquatic next to, yeah. Bigger assets seem to have a better scale. Yeah. Cities 1 suffered from it a bit more, but some stuff feels like it is kind of like lost to scale. I see. What are you trying to do here, buddy? Well, what do they say? Out of sight, out of mind. So we just plant some trees in here. And let these trees grow up to be, you know, big old trees, and we'll hide our jank. And then maybe a little hotel or something here, actually, in case you're coming in out of town to like play hockey at like the minor league level. Why is that glitching? I feel like the asset was created before the new texture came out. That could just be like something that was like a little bit overlooked, overlapping texture. No. Oh. Ooh, that's a nice one. This is a commercial building though, yes? Nope, where's the signature? Not sure if this is what I want though. It was in the game at launch, yes, but you know, however they made it at launch, like the texture update that just happened might have some conflict. Because if you zoom all the way in, it looks like there's still like that wood underneath it and then grass on top, but the two of them seem to exist on the same plane. So it's kind of like who's showing up first, maybe, I don't know. Either way, we'll zoom out, cover it with trees, and then never talk about it ever again, right? Ever again. Oh my goodness, you're so dramatic. Ever again. Yes, I feel like the hotels that are like done via like, you know, it's like a commercial building. I think I need to like spawn or like put down the colored paint pieces, you know? Otherwise, it may not function. That looks like it's okay, though. Little Holiday Inn. Everyone's favorite game, right? I yell Hotel Motel. And what do you say? Holiday Inn, baby. Is that how you could, like, spot millennials, by the way? You just, like, go into a crowd and you either yell, you know, Hotel Motel and wait for someone to be like Holiday Inn. Or you just say, you know, Peaches. And then someone inevitably is like, well, they come from a can. They were put there by a man in a factory downtown. Almost there with the parking lot. That other water park, I believe, is the little community pool, is it not? That's not the right size. Or you get the Mario movie song. Like the original? Like Bob, Haas, whatever his name is, you know? Actually, I haven't seen the new one. Oh, a donut shop. Okay, so water park. You said you saw one more, eh? No, you said Peaches. Yeah, Wave Park. This is just like a little, that literally is right there. No, the same thing. Listen, Peaches come from a can. All right, Mario and Peach, very different, I guess, but very different. Now I have that song stuck in my own head. Perfect. But in case you didn't know, peaches do come from a can. They were put there by a man in a factory downtown. If I had my little way, I'd eat, you know, peaches every day. Now, is it had my little way or if I had my merry way? Okay. Keeping the old city rolling, buds. Not a lot of terrible icons here. And demand, it's not bad. I like seeing office demand go up. We're going to have to probably do a push for some more industry. We got to spend some more time over on this side and then grow our small town for Pete's sake, eh? Otherwise, maybe just a smidgen of industrial zoning right now just to kind of keep that at bay. Need to add a peach factory. Oh my god, I love it. I literally love it. How do you do that though? But I love that. God, son of a bee sting. That's too funny not to do it, but then how do you do it though? Nice little motel right there. Yeah, like one of these signature buildings, theoretically, eh? I'll have to download something specific for it. It's a very good idea. Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you not? How do you not? Ooh, that looks nice right there. Does this want to maybe move then, eh? I don't like moving too many of our buildings. We've been on a really good roll of just kind of like where it sits, it fits. Minus that like CN Tower asset, you know, in the stadium, but we do try to like stress like we want to tell the story of this city. If the story doesn't make sense because everything is kind of like, you know, a skyscraper moves every 2 weeks, that doesn't, you know, that doesn't sell me on the story. So apologies if some of you got a little bit like frustrated, you know, with my my choices, but I think like overall we really are making a fun looking skyline and this feels like believable. We've had a little bit of like mishaps and some fun along the way, but like, you know, the overall I'm enjoying this, you know. She has been good. All right, what is happening? Oh my goodness gracious me. The water park is the most popular thing in the entirety of the city. You're kidding me. Oh no, but in a good way. Okay, we might have to bring public transit just to this place. All right, you're getting an express bus. This is like the right kind of comical. Let's have buses do their own thing. Go like that. Okie dokie. So let's give these guys here an extra turning lane. We still say, oh my god, to this amount of traffic. This is crazy, dude. This is like what the Buc-ee's was like before the Buc-ee's asset got fixed. Oh my goodness. Now, part of it, too, there may not be enough parking for how much demand there is, which is also kind of a fun problem to deal with. So we'll give these guys a parking lot. Just a little bit further up. On the back, so it's not too much disruption to everyone else. And then just for the sake of, like, looky-look, we can put a outdoor lot, too. That's our industrial demand eaten up. That's good to see. And then just like an express bus that comes from like one of the little transit hubs nearby. Probably, right? Yeah. Like emphasis on express. We already have like the means to get in and out of the golf course, and that brings people. And so express with like a couple stops maybe for some more things around here. Wobbly! Yo, what up, dude? Wobbly, how's she going? Welcome in. Now, where do we go for that one? Aha! Right there. Here. This is so much traffic. This is crazy. And done. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna put down like the downtown peach factory. You know what I mean? That's got to be something. I don't want to forget that. It's a strong offering for memes. Downtown peach factory. Perfect. Absolutely ridiculous. But what would that be, though, eh? Maybe, just for, like, the moment, you know what I mean? Just hold on to that. Brought my chair that I made at school the past 10 weeks home today. Cool. And now my, school is done for the summer. Good on you, man. Dude, I still cannot get over how cool your setup is. I assume we got some races and stuff planned, you know? I'm going to put one more crematorium down, because that is a lot of bodies to pick up. Awkwardly. Life is good. Got myself some ice cream as well. Ice cream is universal. For good time, dude. No one is upset with ice cream. You're upset, then you get ice cream, then you're happy. One leads to the other. Cause and effect, right? No one's upset because they got ice cream. Maybe you got sorbet when you didn't want it, but... Okay. Works for me. And then trees. Oh my goodness. There's just so much to do. And we're building all of this in such a bizarre order. And I don't have enough buses. Oh my gosh. I cannot get over how wildly popular. And they're coming from the, oh, brother in Christ. I'm going to have to sever this connection. This was just done to try to get that to work, which it wasn't. I'm also going to get rid of these now since our experiment's a little bit over. I don't know what to make of this. I believe the water is evaporating. I'm not, like, super stressed. I just kind of thought, like, you know, oh, the edge of the map will be forever flooded. As long as it's not, like, in the city itself. And then, of course, this has to be, like, properly redone so we can actually have, like, a real dam. But, you know, at the same time, too, it could just kind of hang out as it is. Yang, that one's not a water park. It's called Wave Park, and it was just for waterfront kind of vibing. So this is it right here. So cute little beachfront kind of vibing. Little tropical plants and all that, you know. but not officially another water. Okay, so Anarchy's going to go off. I'm going to blanket cover trees in here. I'm just going to go for it. And then I'm probably going to be like, oh, you know what? That may not have been enough trees. And we'll have to go over it again, but just get her started, you know? Because the difference, like, when we actually put the trees in is staggering. And the more I just kind of, like, study real cities, like, a city has done a good job if it feels like it's set within a forest. Sure, you might have some, like, new growth, and maybe they removed a tree or two for the outskirts, but you replanted them. But the goal would be, like, you know, add some shade, add some, you know, wildlife, get the bumblebees, you know, the squirrels. All the happy animals, right? So trees are good. And then trees also, like, help with, like, you know, water runoff. Obviously, like, temperature with the shade. That's going to help with, like, you know, maintenance, right? I don't know, there's a lot of layers to this, right? But I don't want to neglect the trees is what I'm trying to say. A Chuck E. Cheese! Oh, man, I would love one. I don't know if they have that on the workshop. I would love a Chuck E. Cheese. That'd be very dorky. All right, what's one last thing we can put here? Because somehow time has gotten away from us. Oh, the bus depot. Sorry, yes, that was almost put down. Okay, Anarchy goes back on. Fix our mistakes. Excellent. I got one in the workshop. Excellent. That's so crazy how many vehicles are out and about. I literally am shooketh. Like, this is all for the water park. Does that make any sense to you? Every single inch of this traffic is people are like, I have to go to this water park. Please do not deny me the ability to go to the water park. I am literally dying to get to the water park. This is a bit worrisome. This might need to be redone with, like, a one-way loop, especially for the sake of the parking, but let it calm down on its own. Oh, you know what we can add? Last thing we can add here. We're officially out of time, but the last thing we can add is I did get a Mercedes. Oh, come on. It was the pace car, I think I want to say. I gotta find the keyword for it, but you know, if you get the hole-in-one at our golf course here, you win a car. And I downloaded, yeah, a custom Mercedes. I couldn't find any other, like, nice car props. Agent car prop. I mean, you know, worst case scenario, we just get, like, you know, a generic black SUV. Who wouldn't want to win, like, a Tahoe or a Suburban, right? Yeah. I need a billboard that's basically like, win this car. Additional car park, cute. If I had the ability to make, that'd be so cool. But the idea, right, is you hit a hole in one, you get yourself a free car, courtesy of whoever Chevrolet, right? Custom cars in the workshop. Yeah, most of them are not props, though. Most of them are, like, going to replace the vehicles that are driving on the road. Cities Car Customs. Get your butt out of here. Perfect, baby. Look at that, eh? For the moment. Just for the moment. You know what I'm saying? Work in progress there, eh? Put it on the green. This thing, no one would take this home. It'd be covered in dents. I'd be like, yeah, what's the cash value? No one's got, like, a big hole in the windshield. Be like, well, wow, the traffic, dude. I saw the additional park. Yes, Yang. Yes, yes, yes. Look, it is called, what did we say this year? Water park? It's called Wave Park. It is not a water park. It just happens to be part of this, but it's Wave to go on your waterfront. Otherwise, not what do you think it is, you know, officially. And there's traffic for the Buc-ee's, which we thought was bad before. Oh my god, we were wrong, eh? All right, well, I will try to solve more of this. My curiosity factor has me wanting to pursue some knowledge. The sheer volume of traffic is very comical to me. This could possibly change or just become, like, you know, disabled and then just placeholder, but I like it. But I don't know if I like the fallout from it, you know what I mean?
Increasing areas
Huh.
of forest are being engulfed by flames.
But I think that's all the time we have for today, my friends.
Makes the air dangerous to breathe.
If you haven't already,
Citizens are advised
hit the
to
like
leave
button,
premises
come
and
back
environment
again, tell some
and remain
friends.
at a safe distance until emergency services
And, like,
visit
job well
the
done today. I think one of the big highlights for sure is our transit push. I am, like, shooketh at how much we've got. That's fantastic. Skylines moving up. A few buildings here and there. I like it. But that is all we have for today, my friends. So come back on Friday, 10 a.m. Tell your friends, get caught up, hit the like button, drop me a comment, respond to some in there too. Do all the good things that kind of help out, you know? That's your homework. Otherwise, I'll try to figure out what's going on with the water stuff. We'll get some more assets and onwards and upwards. So tremendous thanks for keeping me company. We'll see you guys again. And I appreciate you, eh?